Have you heard of the chocolate crisis? It's why you had to pay double the price for your Easter chocolate this year. The ingredient that makes chocolate is now 11 times more valuable than oil. I'm talking about the surging prices of cocoa beans and what it has to do with you. Now, this is not a video about inflation. What I'm about to explain is a corrupt industry that you and I fund every time we pay for a bit of chocolate. And that industry is facing a meltdown. Here's why. Your chocolate is most likely made from cocoa beans from Ghana and Ivory Coast in West Africa. But due to harsh climate change and crop disease, there isn't enough cocoa to harvest anymore. This has disrupted the whole chocolate chain, which is why chocolate prices are increasing at unprecedented levels. But this crisis might just be a good thing. Hear me out. The chocolate bars we eat are a Western invention, but the core ingredients, the cocoa beans, only come from places like West Africa, where the workers are exploited on so many levels just so companies like Mars, Ferrero and Nestle can make billions of dollars every year. When I was a producer at Al Jazeera, we broadcast a documentary that exposed the exploitation in the cocoa industry, like modern-day slavery, child labor and trafficking, even though your chocolate claims it is fair trade. Children are sold into slavery and trafficked from neighboring countries to work on these cocoa farms in Ghana and Ivory Coast. They don't earn anything from working on the farm, but they get food. Well, just bananas and cassava, a vegetable that grows on cocoa plantations.
Lui qui vient parler qui est ouais que je veux travailler là. Et puis lui qui vient, il a faim et puis il dit il veut travailler là.
Then later, in the future, if they work hard, maybe they'll get paid. Less than €200 a year.
Ici? Non, il ne me donne pas. Il n'est pas me donné, j'ai travaillé jusqu'à... Il dit voilà pour toi, j'ai travaillé. Il m'a donné.
Donc tu as travaillé gratuit pendant 6 ans.
Voilà.
C'est comme du travail esclave, ça.
Oui, c'est comme déjà, mais comme tu voulais pour toi.
The documentary also shows the workers, including the kids, unknowingly spraying harmful chemicals on the plantations. They kill vegetation to make space for more cocoa plantations. But worst of all, they don't know it's slowly killing them and rapidly killing their forests.
Over the past 25 years, about 90% of the Ivorian forest has disappeared, mostly replaced by cocoa. This deforestation keeps spreading and impacts the climate globally. Less forests mean less rain. As the area is destroyed, farmers will have to leave it in an ever nearer future.
This documentary is no longer on Al Jazeera, but I've put a link to where you can find it in the description. Europe and North America have been buying cocoa beans for cheap from West Africa since colonial times. They turn it into the chocolate we know, charging us, the consumer, at a markup price that contributes to the $100 billion chocolate industry. So if it makes billions, why are the most important people in the chain making less than £1 a day? For centuries, Western chocolate giants have benefited from exploiting West Africans and their land. These cocoa bean farmers don't even know what chocolate is. They simply harvest the beans just for Western buyers, having never seen or tasted chocolate themselves.
C'est quoi ça? Cacao. Qu'est-ce que vous faites avec ça? Qu'est-ce que ton cacao devient? Ok. Ça c'est quoi? C'est un papier, c'est une enveloppe. C'est sous forme de portable. Hein? Enveloppe, allô? Ok. Il y a quelque chose dedans. Je vais vous faire découvrir ça. C'est quoi ça? Chocolat. Chocolat. Mitesia. Avec le chocolat quoi?
Now the tables are turning. After so much damage done to the environment, excessively and forcefully growing cacao to meet foreign demands, nature has had enough. Chocolate giants in the West now have to pay more for cocoa beans that are becoming scarce, scrambling to find alternative plantations in other parts of the world. But this chocolate crisis is an opportunity for West Africa to turn their cocoa into chocolate themselves, rather than being exploited by international markets. Some independent chocolate startups and West African governments are investing in their own people to create local chocolate industries, to boost their economies and improve sustainability, ultimately fighting foreign exploitation. This might just force the Western chocolate industry to become more transparent or find more ethical ways to source their cocoa beans. If you want to watch the documentaries I mentioned, check the description.